Well, hello there, everyone. Hopefully, you're doing outstanding. It is Wednesday, June the 22nd, in the year 2022. Anyway, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, CPA, or attorney, and what I'm going to talk about might be slightly controversial, and some of you might say, Maskey, you're crazy. And some of you might say, man, we hate you, Maskey. But hopefully not. Okay, remember, everything I say is just my opinion based on my experiences, what I've read, what I've studied, etc., etc., etc. Remember, this is a financial channel, so I talk about a variety of things financial. Okay, so a couple things here I'm gonna cover quickly. I gotta run some errands, so I'm gonna try to keep this video kind of short. But anyway, first of all, pets. How many of you have pets? Raise your hand if you do. I don't need to raise my hand because I don't currently have any pets. I have told a story before about when I bought my first house back as a younger guy, when I had a 105-pound German Shepherd, a cat, and two parakeets. And my mortgage was one of my two paychecks. And I had two kids, and my wife had just had a baby, so she wasn't working. And basically, money was extremely tight. Extremely tight. All right? And when I look around now, there are more folks with pets than ever before, I dare say. All right? The missus saw an article this morning from not our town in Virginia where we lived at, but in that general area. It was an article about more and more people are relinquishing their pets to their local humane society because they cannot afford to keep them. All right. My question is, why did they not think about this before they ever got their pet? All right. If you're younger and you're on your journey towards financial independence, please think about this. Pets are expensive. They are very expensive. All right. Not only do you have to buy their food and provide water for them, you have to take care of them. You have to take them to the vet. They need shots. If they get sick, you need to take them to the doctor. If they have an injury, you need to take them to the doctor, aka the vet. If they are dying, you take them to the vet, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When my last cat died, which broke my heart because he was part of my family, and the final vet bill from his last week of his life was roughly $1,000. All right. If I was poor, that $1,000 would have hurt. That wasn't counting all the cat litter and all the food and everything else, shots he got before, and etc., that we would have spent on him. And that's just a little cat. Our German Shepherd, this was going back a long time ago, was a big dog. He cost even more. But when I look around, I see more and more pets, but people cannot afford them. They live paycheck to paycheck. They're struggling financially, but they can't give up their pets. It's part of their family. They just can't give them up. Well, if you don't have a pet, really evaluate it. If you're already financially independent, do what you want. Spend your money on anything. Like, I may get another dog or a cat or some fish or whatever at some point in my future, but for right now, I'm not going to. Because I don't know if I'm going to stay in this house. Okay, I might stay another year or so, but I don't know beyond that. I just don't know. All right. So along those lines, children are expensive. So again, I see folks who are lower income or just middle class having sometimes more than one child. Kids are expensive. So you combine kids with pets, double whammy. It's that much more expensive. Now, you can still become financially independent with kids and pets, but it gets harder. It is much, much harder because now you got to feed your kids, take care of your kids, buy clothing, pay for school field trips, pay for this, pay for that. It's always something with kids. Meanwhile, your pet needs to be fed, your pet needs to be taken to the vet, your kid needs to go to the doctor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So kids and pets, they're expensive. So if you have a goal of financial independence, really evaluate your personal circumstances. Really evaluate how much. Don't be one of these people where you will die if you don't get a pet. Be emotionally stronger. Be mentally stronger. Be able to live independently on your own by yourself if the need arises. But if you have a pet, love it like it's part of your family, knowing that when it passes away, it's going to break your heart. All right, same with the child. If your child passes away, it's going to literally crush you. All right, because you will love them to death if you have them. But be aware, both kids and pets are extremely expensive. All right, Along those same lines, I like to do that with my finger. Along those same lines, I might have mentioned this in another video, but I was looking at my pension. I have a pension from the police department in Virginia. It's Virginia retirement system. And I was looking at it. It's a two-part pension. I have like my basic benefit and I have my hazardous duty supplement. The supplement will disappear when I get to normal Social Security age. So it'll disappear. So Social Security will just kind of take its place, probably being approximately the same dollar amount. So I won't get it. It's like I'm not getting a Social Security pension. So anyway, I get a cost of living allowance. It's only on my basic benefit. The hazardous duty supplement, they evaluate every 2 years to give it a raise or not. And they usually give small raises when they do. And I can't remember if they're going to do it this year or next year. I can't remember if they might have done it last year. I can't remember. But my pension, my basic benefit, it's getting, remember inflation? Inflation's like 8, 9, 10%, 12%, 15%. That's inflation. My pension is getting a cost of living allowance of 3.85%. If I was only living on my pension, my belt would have to get tighter. And if it happened this year, it's going to keep happening. So the older I get, my belt would have to get tighter and tighter and tighter. So if you have a pension and that's all you have, be aware, be cautious, save those pennies, because times will get tight the older you get. The older you get, okay? And that's life. I made a video yesterday about life being expensive. It doesn't have that many views on it yet. Who knows if it'll get more views over time. But life is expensive, all right? But with that being said, every single one of you who watch this, the 20 or 30 who may watch it, all of you, if you are working a job, can become financially independent in approximately 10 years. If you're already on your journey, if you've already bought your first rental property, if you have several rental properties, decrease that number. It won't be 10 years. It can be less. But you have to want it. If you do not want it, it's not going to happen. And when I say want it, you can't just say, yeah, I want it. You got to devote yourself to it. You have to educate yourself. You have to learn, study your market, study your real estate market. Save your money, be frugal so you can invest more. You have to make a conscious effort to do this. It's not easy. You will sacrifice. But if you don't do it, where are you going to be in 10 years or 5 years? Where are you going to be in 15 years or 20 years? You know, if you're a cop, the longer you stay in your job, the more risk there is something's going to happen to you. If you're working any job, the longer you stay in the job, the more risk there is something that may happen to you. If you're retired, the more you travel, the higher the risk is something will happen to you. Okay? So just keep that in mind. But jobs can be detrimental to your health. All right? So to my mind, knowing everything I know now, if I had my first rental when I was 25 years old, I would do every single thing possible to pull my belt as tight as I could, maybe cutting off circulation, I pulled so tight. And I would try to save as much as I could to invest it. And that 10 years would become 7 years or 8 years or 6 years or 5 years. And then I could relax. Maybe I don't stop working because I'm still young, but maybe I'm a cop and I hate my job. So I would then find another job that I like better without worrying about the paycheck. That's financial independence. That's financial independence. It's like even myself. If inflation keeps going up and my money gets tight, maybe more houses get renovated and I start running out of money, well, I'll go get a job. I'll work in Walmart. I'll work in Burger King. No, I won't work in Burger King. I won't work in Walmart either. Maybe I'll work in Target someplace. And because that will give me income. I'll do whatever I have to do to get the income if I need to. But with that being said, I'm not planning on that. I don't think that's in my future. But you never know. Or I would just sell this house and take whatever profit I get and go somewhere cheaper. Maybe I'll go move to Alabama or Mississippi or Louisiana or parts of Texas. Texas is expensive. Or whatever, just to make ends meet. Mazske will always make ends meet. All right. Will you? Will you? Do you have pets? Do you have children? How do they impact your quest for financial independence? Please comment below. Let me know what you think. Try not to spam me or spoof me or do anything like that. Let me know, because I've had pets, I've had children. It definitely impacted my finances, and made it harder for me to retire younger. Okay, I mean it's just what it is. It's just what it is. But knowing what I know now, I could go back in time with pets, with kids, and still speed up my financial independence faster than it happened. And that's all I'm trying to do with my channel, is share information about how I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. All right, Mazske has to run. Mazske signing out. Stay safe in all you do. Keep smiling, love life, and I will talk to you later.